Hey, this is Brett the Hitman Hart, and you're listening to the Smacked Raw podcast.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Smacked Raw podcast, the exclusive recap show of WrestlingNewsWorld.com, also found here on YouTube.com/Smacked Raw podcast, and of course everywhere else that you can listen to your shows. It's SmackDown Friday night. You know what that means. It's the Kai Tai Show. Myself, Kyle, joined by Mr. Kevin Crazy himself.
What's up?
With the finger guns. I noticed that. I watched your show Wednesday, and I was like, oh, Kevin goes hard on those finger guns.
I love finger guns, man.
Yes, sir. Did you see? I saw a debate recently, like who did the best finger guns, and it was like Finn Balor, Jeff Hardy, Kenny Omega, and Batista. And I was like, dude, Batista's in a different league. Everyone is doing finger pistols, and Batista mounts a fucking turret. Okay, like Andy has pyro go off. I was like, Batista all day. Hey, you guys, if you're new to the show, we are a wrestling recap show. We cover WWE and AEW. We'll cover other larger events and special events, including one that's actually coming up that we're proud to say we're involved with. Synergy Pro Wrestling is back on Saturday, July 11th. Synergy and WrestlingNewsWorld.com join forces to present For the First Responders, a pro wrestling live stream supercard to benefit the American Nurses Foundation. Us here at SmackDown Podcast couldn't be more proud to say that we're involved with this show. We're trying hard to promote it. You guys, please tune in July 11th. Of course, proceeds during the live stream are going to benefit those on the front lines fighting the coronavirus, the American Nurses Foundation. Enjoy your live wrestling, and it's for a good cause. It's a win-win, everybody.
Yep. I couldn't say it better myself.
Thank you.
Wrestling and paying nurses.
I'm telling you, man.
What's better than that?
Yeah.
Especially at a time like this.
What else can we plug? Oh, Belts by Dan. Make sure to go to Belts by Dan if you've got a couple bucks. Buy yourself an authentic-looking championship belt. Doesn't have to be pro wrestling. You can do MMA and boxing as well. Belts by Dan is great. Just make sure you tell them that SmackDown Podcast sent you if you go to them. And then, I guess, lastly, we've already said it a couple times, Wrestling News World, they're the bee's knees, everybody. Make them your home webpage for all your wrestling news. All right, so... Got all the... Oh, one last thing. Hold on. Before you go. The SmackDown Podcast. Sometimes, we're asking you to spend money. Today, we're going to try and give something back to you guys for free. We're doing a special little giveaway. This is something that I've kind of foot the bill for, but I've been wanting to do this for the show for a while. Stick around till the end of the show. Hopefully, I don't forget to explain how you can enter to get some free wrestling merch come Monday. We'll pick a winner Monday. So, yeah, stick around till the end of the show, and we'll tell you how you can get hooked up with some free merch. All right.
Yeah, the rest of us on the show are a bunch of cheapskate assholes.
No, you guys give... It's me making the purchase that you guys give me money every month. So let's not... It's not like I'm bankrolling this show solely.
It's cool. I'm just being a dick.
I just feel bad.
I'm just cracking jokes.
I realized it when I said it. I was like, yeah, it does kind of make me sound like I'm up my own butt.
Nah. You really did, though. You really did foot the bill for all of that stuff. And I just, I don't know. I guess I was like, man, maybe I should do more. And then I just decided, well, I'll take Kyle down a peg and I'll look better in the process. So.
All right, man.
So there you go.
There you go. All right, so let's get it. Hey, man, it's Friday night. We're here to cover SmackDown. It's probably going to be a shorter episode.
Yes, sir.
Because
I'd imagine. That's okay.
Yeah, it gives an hour of it. The first hour, in fact, was taken up by the Boneyard match. So SmackDown opened with a bunch of testimonials from legends. For The Undertaker, who last Sunday announced his retirement via The Last Ride, the 5th episode of the documentary, which, by the way, Kev, you watched it?
I have not seen that episode, but I've watched all the rest of them.
It's good, man. I watched the 4th and 5th last night.
my girlfriend wants to watch it with me, so we're just kind of trying to find a time where we can both watch it together. That's all. So maybe tomorrow.
It gets
honestly.
you, man.
That's what I've heard. That's
It
what I've
gets
heard.
You don't even.
Well, Jesus.
I was prepared for it. I've had a week. I've known that he announces his retirement.
Right.
It gets you. It does.
Did you watch that Ric Flair 365 or whatever?
I believe so. The best Ric Flair documentary by far, though, is the 30 for 30. Like the 30 for 30 pulls no punches. It doesn't, because the 30 for 30 doesn't give that WWE gloss.
Yeah.
They'll go ahead and shine a light on some stuff that's more controversial.
Well, I just meant like that shit made me feel a little
Same
emotional.
here. Same here, man. No, they're both very good. The 30 for 30 though has moments of absolute hilarity in it though. Like it is, oh my god, when Ric Flair talks about trying to be a faithful husband and all he could do was go a day. Oh Jesus, it was so
Yeah,
funny.
I should totally watch that. I should totally watch that sometime.
Yeah.
I've heard it's really
if
good.
If you watch it around your girl, she's probably going to give you ugly looks throughout the show.
That sounds perfect.
Yeah, because Ric Flair is not female friendly behind the scenes.
No, that does not come as a surprise. If you want to know the God's honest truth, like especially a dude like during that time frame where like kayfabe was still like totally real, and his character was basically like larger than life.
Yeah,
of course he was a womanizer. Like you know what I mean? Like
played off like the male fantasy stereotypes, like cranked it up to 100. Going back to the Undertaker though. Yeah. So now I've seen episodes like 1 through 5. I will say episode 1 though had me blubbering like a chick. Or just like a baby, not to be sexist, but like just like it had some cry hard on me. It probably didn't help. I had a little bit to drink when I was watching it, but it covered the whole the Roman Reigns match where he was convinced that was his retirement match. So you watched him go in process like he was quitting, and it was that was a hard watch. That was so difficult.
Yeah. I agree. Of the ones that I've watched, that was definitely because like. The rest of them felt like he was like, "No, I'm gonna goddamn redeem myself."
Yeah, it was like a drug addict. That was the narrative.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was an addict.
Well, yeah, but it was easy to root for him. Easy to root for him to like go out on his own terms. I guess you know what I'm saying. Like with that one, it was like oh Jesus, I don't know.
That was
it really was.
That first one was super emotional. And then then it kind of took a dark turn for the next like 2 to 3 episodes, and then and then episode 5. I mean, spoiler. It's he went out on 2 good matches finally. His last 2 matches was the tag team match with Roman Reigns at Extreme Rules, and that ended up being a very good match. And then of course the Boneyard match, which was although not in front of a crowd like he would have wanted, the way people reviewed it afterwards, like, and you went online and it was just praised by practically everybody except Rob. I
didn't necessarily like it either, to be honest with you, but I'll tell you this, I respect it because Taker got to go out on his own terms and he looked like a total badass. Because I didn't find it aesthetically pleasing didn't mean it didn't do the job. And I can respect that, and I think that it was the right move because like he goes out with that mystique. He still is the Undertaker. He's not some old man trying to do it that can't anymore.
He was able to blend almost all facets of himself. You had American Badass in there, but you still had some classic Undertaker in there. And then, of course, he blended in like the real Mark Calloway because they brought in, his wife, Michelle McCool and stuff. So it was interesting.
Right.
And then also it played to his strength. At the end of the day, Undertaker's always been a storyteller overall. And that's the whole thing about a cinematic match is it's very heavy on storytelling. So I liked it.
And I think that his gimmick lends itself to that kind of stuff too.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, that's what we had to look forward to. That was essentially the opening of SmackDown. We got to watch that.
Yeah, it really was.
Throughout the whole night, we got testimonies from a bunch of legends like Kane, Edge, Ric Flair, Triple H, Batista. They were all directly taken from the Last Ride documentary. So there was no like new testimonials. This was all taken right off the documentary and stuff. And then the last bit of housekeeping here, before the show started, it was semi-announced that the AJ Styles and Drew Gulak match got scrapped for this week, and then the Sheamus raising a toast for Jeff Hardy was also scrapped. Which I was looking forward to both of those, man. I was looking forward to both of those so much, especially the Gulak and AJ match. But
I imagine that's gonna be a banger.
Yeah, they did announce though that the Sheamus and Jeff Hardy stuff was moved to next week, later in the evening. Yeah, like actually during the main event they announced that it's still gonna take place. It just got pushed back. So I guess that means that Sheamus is okay. Yeah, because if you guys aren't aware, I'm assuming that most of you guys that watch our show are a little bit more in the know about wrestling, but if not, we'll catch you up to speed. COVID's running wild in the PC. It's big surprise. WWE has had essentially not respected this pandemic at all.
Not at all.
Yeah. Were you aware, Kev, like that they weren't doing testing? All they did was questionnaires and temperature checks.
Oh Jesus, I didn't know how lackadaisical it really was, but like clearly you can see the results of it, of what's going on, with the news like over the last few days. But no, I didn't realize how negligent and willfully ignorant.
Yeah, no.
Being, though,
So yeah, if you pay attention to the wrestling news side of stuff, the behind the scenes, the dirt sheets. Yeah, they have done absolute jack shit for testing. They haven't done no testing until they had their first confirmed case like a week or two ago. And then even then the wrestlers, they weren't made aware of any positive tests. The wrestlers weren't even aware that when they brought in the other week, they brought in crowd, family and friends. They actually they brought in fans technically. And the wrestlers weren't even aware they were doing that. WWE, they were just really, really very negligent, and that's putting it lightly. And it's popping up now. So, like tonight, we had a brand new interviewer because of the COVID. You have Renee Young, she tested positive. Kayla Braxton, I think Adam.
Apparently, that's the second time she's had it. She said.
Yep.
Holy fuck.
Adam Pearce, who was the producer during he was on screen for the original that Jeff Hardy segment where he wrecked the car, and then he was the big tall bald guy backstage who organized the Battle Royal. He organized the match for Daniel Bryan.
Yep.
Yeah. He got it, and then it just came out. Who else came out today? Oh, there was an extra that came out today. They have it. Oh, and then also Jamie Noble.
There you go. That's who I was thinking. Yeah. That's who I was thinking.
So 5 confirmed cases.
But like the last 2 weeks, too. That's terrible.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And they believe the real number could be exceeding 20, maybe 30 people. It's just unless the wrestlers that test positive come out, or the people come out and say they got it, WWE's not telling anybody. You know what I mean? So we don't know how many people are actually truly infected at the Performance Center right now, because the only line of communication is if they publicly announce that they've caught it. Scary stuff, man.
That's terrible. Come on, you could do better, WWE. I didn't realize it was that bad.
It's bad, man.
Shit.
I mean, everyone can. I'm currently waiting results because I came into contact with someone who had COVID.
Yeah.
About 10 days ago. I'm sure I'm fine. Myself and my family, if I have it, my family has it, and none of us have been showing symptoms. I should be getting my test results hopefully tomorrow. I thought I was going to get them today, but I'm hoping I get them tomorrow. Get the all clear so I can go back to work. Yeah, the worst thing is staying at home with these kids, man. Just
Yeah, right.
I'm such an interactive person, and you know the oldest person in my house is 4. I love my kids, man,
Yeah.
but I need adult interaction, man.
Oh yeah. I hear you.
So,
I've been there, man. I've been there.
oh
So.
yeah. So, Kev, after the match, Baron Corbin was in the ring. What was Corbin going off about, man?
How shitty the Undertaker was. How he didn't deserve any of these accolades that people were giving to him. Well, not accolades, but all this the superlatives, if you will, all the praise. And Jeff Hardy doesn't like that because he was like a mentor to him or whatever. So he attacks him from behind.
I liked that he said Undertaker essentially was the founding member of the Kiss My Ass Club.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
But yeah, no, I'm into Baron Corbin feuding with Jeff Hardy. At least now it's not Roman Reigns and Baron Corbin.
Yeah.
Or
no dog food.
Yeah, no dog food. I
don't know. I think
Corbin
it might be
said
a
the right
one-off.
things to get. Maybe, I don't know, but like Baron Corbin said the right things to like get a whole lot of heat, and Jeff Hardy did the right stuff to get the right kind of pop,
Yeah.
I feel like.
What I'm wondering is, now we obviously know it can't be, because it would be so stupid. But as much as Baron Corbin bashed on the Undertaker, does the Undertaker come back and chokeslam him at some point?
I doubt it.
No.
Like I seriously doubt it. I mean, I suppose there's an outside chance, I guess, but like, no. I mean, the only thing I think the Undertaker should do, live ever again, is just to come into the stadium, get the chants,
Cut a promo.
Yeah, and then leave. Like that's. No, I mean, like I don't mean that to be like I don't want it, because I do, and I think he deserves to be able to do that. But like he shouldn't be doing anything else. You know what I'm saying?
Blowout Man's in the chat. What's going on, Blowout?
Word.
Blowout. If you're not aware, Kev, Blowout appears regularly over on Raw and SmackDown.
Okay.
Live episode. So he might be joining. You might catch him in your guys' chat. Blowout.
Right
we also
on.
are live streaming AEW. I don't know if you watch Dynamite, Blowout. I mean, I see that WWE's in your name, so maybe not. But you'll catch Rob and Kevin here. They host the AEWs on Wednesdays live now too.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun.
Yeah. No, I hear what you're saying about Undertaker. I'd like to see him.
Yeah.
Let me see. Let's figure out a couple things Undertaker could do related to WWE and TV. Autograph signing,
Yeah.
But let me see. He could. You could have a bunch of heels beating up baby faces, and he comes out and casts lightning down on the ring. Classic Undertaker. He could announce in a feud. He could make a special appearance and announce that they're taking part in a Buried Alive match / Hell in a Cell, maybe. It's just hard because Taker isn't like the mentor or authority type of character that you see legends come back as. Like, take, for instance, the Big Show.
Right.
Big Show's lurking around the hallways, giving people advice. Taker's not going to pop up and play mentor. And the same thing, he's also not going to pop up and play general manager. So him having
Yeah,
go ahead.
No. I mean, like, he should just literally go on, cut one more promo so that he can get that big pop from the crowd, because I think he deserves that, after,
So just like a
audiences
farewell
come back.
promo.
Yeah. That's all I mean. Like, I think that would be really cool.
He's under contract for like 15 years, man. We got to use him somehow.
I don't know.
I'm just having fun with it. I'm just having fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to like. The thing is to me, like somebody like Taker like that, like using him on TV like that, beyond doing like a farewell promo, kind of just cheapens the legacy.
Chips
You
away at
know,
that legacy.
because you're right. Yeah, because you're right. Because he wasn't like a dude like kayfabe wise that was like any sort of mentor or anything like that. He was very much like a lone wolf like badass. Most of the time. So like I'm not necessarily into that either. But
Blowout says Triple H should bury the Undertaker. Well, Triple H has that
oh my
golden
god,
shovel, but I doubt it. No, I don't know. I'm not gonna get all serious and be like, I don't want to ever see Taker wrestle again. The man says he's retired. We'll take it at that. But yeah, it'd be weird. It'd be weird how to book him on screen without him actually being booked in a match. Other than he makes a special appearance and chokeslams somebody like Baron Corbin, that's probably all we're gonna get.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. But I think that's unlikely.
Yeah.
Even honestly.
So Jeff Hardy was backstage. He got interviewed by a new interviewer because, like we said earlier, Kayla Braxton, Renee Young are out with COVID. I didn't catch much of the promo other than he's sticking up for Taker. But Jeff Hardy said, if I had to make a Mount Rushmore of wrestling, Taker would be all four faces. I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
I popped for that. I definitely popped for that.
Then we got I don't know if this was previously announced, but we got a fatal four-way between Dana Brooke, Alexa Bliss, Nikki Cross, and Lacey Evans. The winner of this is set to face Bayley for the SmackDown Women's Championship at Extreme Rules, the Horror Show. How do you think of the name, man?
Have you ever seen Trailer Park Boys?
Bits and pieces. I don't think I've ever sat through a whole episode.
Okay, well, they call things that they don't like a greasy horror show. So like all I can think about is like them saying that about stuff that they don't think is good. So like the horror show thing just doesn't work for me because of that.
All right, so you're not for it. See, when I hear horror show, I think like Rocky Horror Picture Show. And so I think it's just going to be all the wrestlers dressed in drag and like breaking into song throughout the whole night, in which case I'm for it. I'm all for it. Did you ever go to the Rocky Horror Picture Show? I'd be about that.
No, but the movie's freaking incredible. Like,
realistically, the movie's terrible, but it's one of those things that's so bad that it's awesome.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like, oh, geez, we watched it like not this past Halloween, but the Halloween before that, and we were drinking and stuff and partying, and it was super fun,
So, in Raleigh, now this was years ago. I don't know if it's still going on, but they used to screen the Rocky Horror Picture Show every Friday at this theater.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, and not only do they screen it, they have actors live act it out as it's playing.
Oh, no shit.
And in the crowd, it's a complete shit show. You had like people dressed like in bondage and in drag, people running around in their underwear. It was so I'm quite a reserved and conservative guy, especially back when I was younger. When I was younger, I was like super shy and got uncomfortable like very easy. And so it was such like a culture shock. I walked into that and it was so weird.
Oh yeah.
And they one of the things that they did was if it was your first time going, they labeled you as a virgin. And
oh my God.
You what they ended up making you do is everybody at one point during the show, because they had special things. Like at one point during the show, everybody would like start throwing toilet paper everywhere. And then at another part, they would announce all the virgins would come on stage, and then they'd have to line up like pelvis to pelvis, like humping stuff, right? And then they would take either side and cramp everybody in, and then y'all would have to like hump each other like 3 times, and like that was the initiation to the Rocky Horror Picture Show. It was so absurd. But my favorite thing was,
awesome.
I went through it, whatever. I was like fucking 21 or something. But my favorite thing was I went for like a whole summer, and I remember one time, like burned in my head, this small fella. He couldn't be but like 5'5", 5'6", and he got between two very large men, like 350-pound guys, but he was sandwiched. And so
Oh Jesus.
when they turned and they crammed everybody together, his upper torso and head just disappeared in the body fat. Like he was completely suffocated. And when they were done, he came out completely
That's
bewildered.
hilarious.
He had to have been grossed out. I felt bad for the guy. I remember seeing it to this day, man. It was hilarious. The Rocky Horror Picture Show. If you've never been, go with an open mind and just be ready to see some stuff that you may have never seen before, because it was an experience.
Well, I went to a drag show once, so that was pretty wild.
It's pretty much a drag show. It's very androgynous. Yeah. But it's for like
all right, cool. I'd be totally into it.
Yeah, like I said, I warmed up to it because I realized there was a bunch of people having fun, and it was very very inclusive. They made if you weren't into that stuff, they didn't try to make you feel bad. People were still nice to you. It was just weird, saw like the black leather, and then you saw some people just running around in their boxers and underwear and stuff. It was weird, man.
Hey, man, let your freak
Blowout
flag
says
fly,
Yeah. Blowout says he was in the Army. He has some hilarious stories too. Well, Blowout, we'll have to get you on a show sometime. You can go ahead and tell us a couple.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, the Fatal 4-Way. Back to that.
Yeah.
Once again, it's for
anyway, wrestling.
If you can't tell, I'm trying to stretch out this show because like I said, we're already like halfway through the show.
I hear you.
Essentially, it was a good Fatal 4-Way. You obviously had Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss were able to team up a lot. It came out to Nikki Cross rolled up Lacey Evans after she delivered a women's right to Dana Brooke. So Nikki Cross is the number one contender to face Bayley at Extreme Rules. Alexa Bliss instantly came in celebrating. Those two look ironclad now. They have finally crossed over to where I would actually be shocked if either turned on the other one, which was not the case for like the initial year. So,
right. Because when they first got together, it was like every week I was like, when is Alexa Bliss gonna turn on Nikki Cross? But like now, I mean, like you said, especially after what happened tonight in that match, it's like no way. They're
rock solid, man.
Yeah, they're more rock solid than goddamn Bayley and Sasha Banks, I feel like.
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah. Yeah, because we're waiting. We are just actively waiting for Bayley or Sasha to turn. I just hope it's Bayley, because I can't wait. It's gonna make Bayley's gonna look so dumb if it's Sasha for like the 13th time, turning on her. It has to be Bayley.
Right.
Yeah. Let's see. What came up after this? Oh, this match, I don't know. I may have missed something. I may have been with the kids, but it was Lucha House Party teamed up with the New Day, and they took on Miz and Morrison, Cesaro, and Nakamura. I didn't get to see too much of this match other than, like, I really want to see Nakamura and Cesaro get a good run. But I did see the ending, though. Grand Metalik was able to pin the Miz after dropping the elbow on him. But was there any stakes to this match, or was it just like we just threw a match together? Okay, we're just gonna say they felt like they threw
a match together just to. I mean, it didn't. It really didn't. I missed like a little bit of it too, because honestly, I was making peanut butter sandwiches, but no, I mean, I liked what I saw of it, and the faces won, which is always whatever. I like the Grand Metalik got a pin on SmackDown. That's really cool, because I think that Lucha House Party, could be something special, week in and week out if they get the right push.
Got you.
You know,
Blowout says SmackDown's starting right now for him because he's in LA. Well, damn, Blowout, I'm sorry we're giving you all the spoilers. Appreciate you hanging out, though.
I guess.
I'll send you a link, man.
Yeah.
I'll send you the East Coast feed. And you watch it with us. Yeah, I mean, honestly, this 8-man tag, I don't think there was anything at stake here. You had the tag team champions were teaming up with another tag team. So this wasn't really set up like a number one contenders. I really think it'll be Cesaro and Nakamura coming at the New Day at some point.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, I will say the best part of this, though, is people like the New Day are getting like super aggressive and mean to Corey Graves. When they come out, they chuck those heavy jackets at him. Oh, my God.
And then they just were humchucking pancakes at him, too. That was so good.
I love that they troll Corey Graves, man.
Mm-hmm.
I do. Let's see. Okay, so my favorite part of the whole night, which I never thought I would say this, was actually the Braun Strowman promo.
Holy shit, it was so good. It was so good.
Yeah, like this is how you need to use Braun. You know, it felt a
Creepy
little
and
scripted,
scary.
but I gave it a pass. It was his delivery was solid, man.
I've never been more afraid of Braun Strowman.
You know what it was? Is he gave the head down, like the head tilted down, looking up at you, like through his eyebrows. Something similar that Bray does. Like his cadence was different.
Yeah.
His demeanor was darker and everything, and that's what you need, man. That's what you need. You don't need this lucky go, I'm a babyface, beat you up, Braun Strowman. You need that dude who'll dip into that dark side that's going to get him the wins.
Yeah, because he's a big, scary fucking monster.
Yeah.
You know, like, let him be a big, scary monster.
Yeah, it's not everybody needs to go the big show route, you know, and needs to, like, rely on comedy and stuff.
Yeah.
But the basis of Braun's promo was he talked about how him and Bray, when they first got together and he was out in the swamps, and he told a story about a snake that Bray allowed to bite him in the face like repeatedly, and in like a very disturbing manner, like Bray laughing it off, just the way Bray Wyatt would. And he said it was like at that moment he realized that not only was Bray evil, he believed that Bray was the devil himself, and that he was doing the devil's work, and that he loved it. And I was like, oh, that's dope. That is so sick. You lean into that dark side, Braun. Hell yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing Braun. Oh, no. Because I like Bray as the Fiend. I wouldn't want Braun in the Fiend again. No.
No,
Maybe
I like the fight. I like the fight between the two of them.
Yeah. Rumor has it it's going to be like a really epic cinematic match.
That was kind of what I was thinking when he was talking about like fighting in the bayou and all that sort of thing, or the swamp or whatever. You know, I was like, oh, this is totally going to be a cinematic match. And frankly, like both of their gimmicks and characters kind of lend themselves to that. I mean, like I think with the Firefly Funhouse match, it really showed, you know, I think how a cinematic match can be pretty fucking cool. You know, like where it almost doesn't feel like a match, but like well, that felt like a bad acid trip, frankly, you know. But I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, I guess. But like, you know, these really gimmicky guys that are like, you know, the Fiend's supposed to be like a literal monster. And like Braun Strowman is like big enough to be a monster, you know, like it kind of lends itself for them to be able to do unbelievable things, you know?
Yeah. And yeah, absolutely. And the cinematic match will really play into, I think, their strengths. From the news side of stuff, Bray is heavy in the creative part of this match that's coming up, along with, I forget the guy's name, but he was involved with the Matt Hardy Broken Universe stuff, along with the Firefly Funhouse match, and then also Triple H is going to be involved. I think they really respect Bray creatively.
Oh, cool.
And I have high hopes. They also said this will be much more, or at least more action-packed than the John Cena one was. Which, John Cena, it made way more sense to go in, dip into his past, and it didn't have to be so action-packed. With this, you don't have that with Braun.
Yeah.
So yeah, you do need to see more action.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here for it, man. I'm absolutely here for
Me
it.
too. I'd like to see him actually mix it up in the ring though, like that too, at some point.
Mm-hmm. Oh man.
You know.
No, I'm here for this feud, man. I really am here for this feud for Braun Strowman. I really want to root for the guy. I'm not sick of him yet. I've been apathetic at times, but I really want to root for the man.
Right.
He's just had a tough break over the last couple of years.
Yeah. No,
Camera
for sure,
definitely
for
froze
sure.
on you yawning.
But yeah, like when did it really? Awesome, perfect.
Oh man.
Jesus, what was I gonna say? Camera froze on me yawning, and I lost it.
So I didn't mean to put you on the spot like that.
I love
Kevin.
Braun. I've always loved Braun. Yeah. What? No, it's all good. Whatever. But I hear you. I mean, injuries and some of the kind of the ways that he's been booked and stuff like that. But like, I think that those two guys could put on a pretty epic live match too. They both have like that real creepy factor. I mean, especially the Fiend. And I knew that like when Braun retained against when it was just Bray Wyatt, I was like, this feud is far from over. Like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was, and especially like the way the match went and stuff. It was like, this is just the goddamn beginning, like, and this is gonna go, this is gonna get a lot darker and go in a lot of different places.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see, man. But I'm like I said, I'm here for it.
Yeah.
The Horror Show's a very good title for the Extreme Rules pay-per-view event, so
Yeah.
it's gonna be.
No, it is a good. I just have my Trailer Park Boys baggage with that. So.
Oh man! All right, let's talk about this main event. Baron Corbin took on Jeff Hardy. Once again, this is all based off of Corbin trashing Undertaker on Taker Appreciation Night, and Jeff Hardy fighting for his honor.
Yep.
Match was pretty straightforward. Honestly, I don't really want to like crap on this match, but I've said Jeff Hardy's singles matches are going to be a tough sell because of just the wear and tear on his body and his style. It just doesn't lend it to him. Somebody with his body type, you need to be like a stiff striker or a high flyer, because he's not a powerhouse, but he's never really been a stiff striker either. So he kind of comes across as weak, like a guy people could legitimately beat. And that's kind of what we got in this match. Baron Corbin really took it to him for 90% of the match. Halfway through it, though, I will say a nice touch. The locker room came out showing support for Jeff, and The Undertaker really added to the atmosphere, making the match feel more important and bigger and more intense, which I liked that. But Jeff Hardy really...
Yeah.
Essentially, Jeff Hardy almost got only 2 moves in here. And it was only at the very end of this match where he had been on the losing end of it the whole time. He sidestepped Corbin, who ran into the steel steps, tossed Corbin in the ring, hit the swanton, and ended up pinning him. And I was like, it's kind of a cheap victory. I love
that was after he kicked out a deep 6, though.
Yeah, I know. Which Braun, I think, only has 1 win with the deep 6. Let's be honest, man. I'm not trying to shit on him. I feel bad because Jeff was always my favorite wrestler growing up. I just like him in a tag team, man.
Yeah,
it just makes much more sense in a tag team. That's my personal take, though.
I hear you.
It's just my take. It's just my take.
Well, your take sucks. No, I'm just kidding.
It's okay. Look, man, I ain't gonna be upset.
No. I see it as what they're trying to do with Jeff Hardy right now, and I think it makes sense, is kind of turn him into that all heart kind of a guy that can just take an ass whooping, but
True.
Get a little bit of offense in, because the other guy just wore himself out, that sort of a vibe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He reminds me of Homer Simpson. Now this is gonna show my age, but whenever Homer Simpson went on that boxing run, And Homer Simpson won his boxing matches just because he was able to take a beating and outlast everybody. Like, the guys would literally gas themselves out beating up Homer, and then he'd beat them because they're exhausted. That's kind of like Jeff.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that, but that's better than thinking of him being like a pansy, honestly.
I don't think he's a pansy. It just feel like in a singles competition, he definitely doesn't have the advantage with most of the roster. He just feels like, in my mind, where I would power rank him, he wouldn't be high. I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to be nice.
No, he's even his run from a couple years ago. He's different. It feels like, and maybe that's just ring rust a little right now or something too. But I hear you. There's just it feels like there's something missing with Jeff Hardy right now. You know,
he just doesn't feel threatening. Not that like I don't enjoy his matches. It's just like every match I see him go into, he doesn't feel threatening to the other guy. Like, I feel like everybody's either faster, in better shape, stronger, hits harder, whatever it is. You know, it's almost like Jeff's offense is less believable to me. But I don't know. Like I said, I don't know why it sticks out like that. Like I said, I love the guy. It pains me to say this, but I mean, I could see how people disagree with me. Like, even Blowout's in the chat. He says he believes Jeff Hardy would be a great champion. Hey, cool, man. I'm here for it, man. I'm not the end all be all with my opinions. It's just my take.
Well, I don't know that he couldn't be champion, but I don't know that he can be in his current state. You know what I'm saying?
He needs some big wins and some really good matches, I think.
That's what I mean, and I think that he is probably still capable of doing those things at this point in his career, but I need to see him do it in order for it to be believable.
Yeah. What if he just started breaking out? Like, what if he like worked next to Drew Gulak and a couple really technical guys, and learned some like cool locks and wrestling combinations and stuff, and became like very technical in ring? That'd be neat. See Jeff Hardy with some submissions in his game. That'd be interesting.
Yeah. That would make a lot of sense too, you know? So
I love the ending though. As much as like I'm pooing on this match, I loved the ending. Corbin attacked Jeff after the match, but Corbin forgot that he's surrounded by the entire babyface locker room.
Right.
So
yep.
Corbin lays out Jeff and Kofi before Big E comes out, hits the big ending. Big E signals in Braun Strowman, who hits the power slam. And then, of course, and then they go over. Jeff signals Matt Riddle, to which everybody popped. Matt Riddle feels like a big deal. Blowout's just like, oh my god, the Boneyard match. It's watching. Matt Riddle hit his the floating bro, I think it's called, and it celebrates all the faces are all in the corners. Honest, so. It was really like a house show.
It was nasty though.
Yeah. But it was like a house show feeling. Like all lighthearted, baby faces all beaten up on Corbin. Who doesn't like you know what I mean? Who doesn't like that?
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good feel good ending. Yeah, I hear you.
But yeah, that was SmackDown. It went off. Jeff Hardy doing an Undertaker pose to the Titantron, which showed the Taker. The Taker. Just showed Taker posing. It was a feel good feel, man. Jeff Hardy looked emotional. Yeah. Everybody else was like all happy and cheering, and Jeff Hardy looked like he was in his feels, man, looking at Taker. Like he was soaking it in, man. Because I wonder if Jeff Hardy is going through right now what Taker was going through in that documentary, realizing he might be on one of, if not his last run of his career. Jeff Hardy's up there in age. He's got to be like in his mid 40s, So who knows?
Yeah, man? I was gonna say the youngest he's got to be at least 40. Like remember him like early 2000s, late 90s. Yeah.
But that was SmackDown.
First time I remember seeing him wrestle.
Yeah, Jesus. Jeff Hardy been
like
wrestling
Attitude
since,
Era, you know.
like mid-90s, man. It's crazy.
I didn't know he'd been wrestling that long. Holy
He
shit! So
was like a local enhancement talent, like a jobber for several years, and he was like 16. Like he lied about his age, if I remember correctly. Yeah, he lied about his age to get on TV. But yeah, him and Matt were on Raw for several years as jobbers. Anytime WWE'd come through like North Carolina.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, I mean, like Jesus, in the Attitude Era, he still couldn't have been that old. Like what, mid-20s at most, you know?
Well,
like,
yeah, I mean, well, like I said, let's look at it like this. If he was 16 in the mid-90s, he probably hit 20 right around year 2000. And then the Attitude Era went on for a couple more years. So yeah, he was in his 20s to mid-20s during the Attitude Era.
So he's probably mid-40s. You're probably right.
Yeah.
So with the style that he has too, yeah, I'm sure that he's got to be feeling, you know, time taking its toll. You know,
he strikes me as a person that it's probably painful to get around. I would be shocked if he isn't like in some pain on a somewhat or if not regular basis.
For sure.
That was our episode of SmackDown. Before we go, let's go ahead and tell you about that giveaway.
Oh yeah.
I almost forgot. I looked over here and I saw some of the stuff that we're giving away. So, all you have to do is enter is either subscribe to our YouTube channel and send us a screenshot to our Twitter, the official Twitter page at SmackDrawPod, or head over to our Twitter page at SmackDrawPod and just go ahead and retweet the pinned tweet. That's all you got to do. We would appreciate it if you subscribe to the YouTube channel. However, at the bare minimum, just go to our Twitter page at SmackDrawPod and retweet the pinned tweet. And on Monday, we'll go ahead and pick a random person. You'll go ahead. We're going to hook you up with some wrestling cards, some official stickers for the show, and then going to work out something where I get you like a wrestling t-shirt of your choice. If it doesn't exceed, look, man, there's some like rare merchandise out there where it's like $80 for the shirt. Like we'll work on a limit here, but we'll hook you up with some wrestling gear. And we'll even let you like have somewhat of like a free choice on what you want to get, whether it's a shirt, hat, some type of apparel, you know. Just like I said, head over to @SmackDrawPod on Twitter and just retweet the pinned tweet. That's all you got to do to enter. We'll pick a winner Monday. Keep those DMs open. I'll be hitting you up on how to give you some of that free stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always wait, Kev. I'm just waiting for the finger guns, man. Like after I go off. No.
Oh, I'm sorry. Here you go.
There we go. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Thank you. For those of you not watching YouTube, Kevin's going hard on the finger guns. But thank you guys for joining us. Do we have any big events coming up? Like, what's next weekend? Is there something going on next weekend? I think it's like, Fighter Fest.
Fighter Fest starts. Yeah, speaking of which, we are doing our predictions tomorrow night, and Matt Ritter is coming over to do that with us, Rob and I, for Fighter Fest.
Sweet. Matt Ritter, of course, is on one of the friends of the show. He hosts the Smackin' It Raw podcast. It's really crazy how much we have in common with his show because we're both recap shows. But where we recap directly after the show, Matt Ritter recaps the whole week at the end of the week. So which means he's probably doing his show right now.
Yeah, he might be. You're right. But he's a cool guy.
Yeah. No, he's cool.
Like him a lot. I think I did when we did the Double or Nothing recap. I think he came on and did that with you and I.
That's right. Yeah, he did. And he also saved me on an episode of Raw too one time where everybody called out.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, I threw a tweet out there and Matt Ritter answered the call. Man, it was pretty sweet. Damn, we got 50 minutes out of this. All right, man. That's what I'm talking about. It's a good show. We talked about a lot of stuff that had nothing to do with SmackDown.
Hey, man, there wasn't much to talk about in SmackDown. Like you said, it was like essentially like an hour of new material, and then it was the Boneyard match at the start.
Yeah, it was
So,
good though. It was good.
what do you do with that if you're recapping? Yeah.
Thank you, Blowout, for joining the show. Thank you guys for listening. Until next time, you guys have a good one.
Peace.
There we go. Thank you, Kev.
Finger guns.
Finger guns.